So I'm here at the office. It's ridiculously late, waiting for this trailer to come up on Jimmy Kimmel. It's so late, they've turned off the heat. I'm freezing, I'm waiting. Finally, it comes on. Thank God they didn't put it at the end of the show. I was like, come on, Kimmel, you're really pushing your luck here. And then Chris Pratt comes out, and his jokes are a little lame, and I was like, oh God, I can't believe this is going to suck, and everyone's going to get so angry with me for not liking it. And despite all that, despite all my frustration of having to get up early tomorrow to go on my flight for vacation, but, at least I should be happy that it didn't debut while I was on vacation, and it being, cold in here. But despite all this, despite everything, I still really liked it. Tickets sold. I had a great time watching that trailer. When the ooga chugga music came in, I was sold. I was pretty sold when he was upset about the headphones. I was like, Chris Pratt, you've become so much fun. With the intro, again, I thought that was pretty lame, and I was like, I guess when he does his own material, I guess improv maybe isn't his strong suit, but I think he can deliver a good joke. I think he's a great choice for this, and when I first heard about Guardians of the Galaxy and I started to see stuff come out about it from Marvel, what they were doing with the film, I was like, oh, okay, so it's Indiana Jones meets Star Wars. And sure enough, at the opening of this trailer, they have that scene, which is clearly an homage, the nice word for ripoff, of that first scene from that famous classic scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first Indiana Jones film. But as the trailer continued, the other vibe that I really got was an Expendables kind of vibe. And that I mean kind of hearkening back to like the heyday of the blockbuster. I think this movie really, I was reading a USA Today article I referenced this morning in Morning Movie News, and it talks about the fact that Peter Quill, although they called him Jason Quill here, I was waiting for him to correct them, but they said that, Peter Quill was a child abducted from Earth at 9 years old, and so all of his references are from the 80s. He's still kind of stuck in that time period. The 80s sure are hot right now. And I was not quite sure how that was, going to work with the film, and I thought it might give it a dated feel. But I think it makes perfect sense because, he's referencing that period in film almost. And I think this film almost does. It has the other vibe I was kind of getting was like a Back to the Future vibe. And I guess it's just kind of like, unapologetic fun, which I think was awesome. And I loved the introduction to the characters. John C. Reilly, well used. I like the a-holes comment. Even that ridiculously silly curse finger that he gives, it worked. I thought everybody looked great. I'm sure everybody would like to see more of the other characters. This was really the, Chris Pratt show, although he is supposed to sell it. The Lego movie's very big right now. But I really liked it. The teaser, I didn't like the aspect about, Gamora not having any clothes on. I was like, she's the deadliest woman in the world. But they're like, but don't worry, gentlemen. She still likes to get naked and play around. I'm like, come on, let her stab stuff. But I can't wait to go through this frame by frame. It's too late for me to do that now. Nebula looked cool, though, from what I saw, really quick glimpses. It looked like the way they cut it to that crazy 80s song, I think must be from the 80s, because that's the whole point of the references here, just really was so much fun and so worked. And I'm so impressed. It looks like Marvel might be able to pull this off. We'll have to see. This might just be a very well-cut trailer, because I thought that the after-credit scene in Thor: The Dark World was too loopy. It just did not work out. But maybe Benicio del Toro's character is just the loopy guy in the movie, and they'll make fun of him, which will be, I'm looking forward to it. It also reminded me a little bit of Lilo and Stitch, now that I think about it, when they have 626 going into that, prison. It's, similar aspects to it. But I just think it looks like a lot of fun. And as I said, it's like a throwback to when movies just were a fun time. I guess, some people might, the comic book movies are trying to go darker. We've been discussing that, with the DC's been leading the charge, but then Iron Man 3 tried to follow in that. Captain America: The Winter Soldier looks darker, but this is clearly a step back to the light and the funny, which put Marvel on the map in the first place. So it'll be interesting to see how this does at the box office. I had actually asked my parents to watch this as well at home, so I could get their feedback on it, because they love going to the movies. They see all the Marvel movies in theaters, but they're not comic book fans, so I wanted to get their take on it. And they forgot to watch it. In their defense, they are packing to go on vacation tomorrow. We're all going. But still, that just goes to show you how little this film is on the radar of non-comic book fans and, non-hardcore Marvel movie fans. But I'm really, as I said, love it. I'm just so excited for it. And I think Chris Pratt, he's going to be a movie star by the end of 2014. Unless, as I said, this trailer is just ridiculously well cut. So what do you guys think? Do you like it as much as I do? Do you think maybe it's just a little late over here and I've just crossed over from like frustrated tired to like ridiculously happy tired? Was it worth waiting up? Were you like, I'm glad I waited up for Jimmy Kimmel to watch that? What did you think of Jimmy Kimmel? Now that they tricked you into watching part of the show, were you like, I'll come back? Or were you like, thanks for the 10 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back, Kimmel, with your Bill O'Reilly jokes? I think Kimmel, he's pretty good. I enjoy him. They play him in the taxis here in New York, and he always says good bits. So anyway, thank you for checking out my review. I'm sorry I couldn't put the trailer in front of it, but it's protected. So this is just the review, and I look forward to seeing your comments down below. Even though I'm going on vacation, I will be checking this video and seeing what everybody's saying, because I'm really curious what you guys think. Okay, bye.